Children, before explaining the end of the Cold War, I want to tell you about colony and colonial rule. The word colony has different connotations. A colony can be a country or an area under the full or partial control of another country and occupied by the settlers of another country. This process of occupying and settling in another land and dominating the indigenous people is called colonization. The general aim of forming colonies by a nation could be of developing them and exploiting them in several ways. Under colonial rule, development is carried out in the colonies but in terms set and defined by the colonizers. Colonization is the cause of imperialism. Children, you have come to know about imperialism, a policy of extending a country's power and influence through colonization, use of military force or other means, that is known as imperialism. Scientific inventions and discovery of sea routes triggered a race among European nations to conquer colonies in Asia and Africa, and it got an impetus due to industrial revolution, which pressed the need to find new markets to sell their goods. Reformation, which was brought about because of spread of education at the end of 19th century, led to the freedom movement in the colonies. All these colonies got freedom in 20th century. So children, here I have explained colony and colonial rule. Now I would like to continue from end of the Cold War. The Cold War that had dominated international politics since 1945 came to an end. It was an important event that happened towards the end of the last century. There were many reasons for the end of Cold War as given below. The Soviet Union adopted the policy of opening up the economy. The state loosened up its control over the economy. The then president of Soviet Union, that is Mikhail Gorbachev, implemented the policies of perestroika. Perestroika means restructuring, and glasnost, that is openness. Due to these policies, the control over the media reduced. Important changes took place political and economic spheres. That is, these spheres were restructured and this gave impetus to democracy. Children, here I want to discuss about perestroika and glasnost. When Mikhail Gorbachev became General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union in 1985, he launched his dual program of perestroika, that is restructuring, and glasnost, that is openness. He introduced a revolutionary program to bring about changes in economic practice, internal affairs, and international relations. It resulted in decline of communist rule in Russia. He gave all the artists freedom to express their opinions and views freely and removed restrictions on travel. He granted religious freedom to people, and these actions of Gorbachev led to disintegration of USSR and formation of 15 new republics. So children, here I have discussed in detail about perestroika and glasnost. As the East European countries under the influence of Soviet Union adopted the capitalist and democratic path, the regimes there changed. And the Soviet Union disintegrated and several new nations were created out of it. Russia was the biggest country in the Soviet Union. So children, here you have come to know that after the end of Cold War, the Soviet Union disintegrated and several new nations were created out of it, and Russia was the biggest country in the Soviet Union. Children, communist rule was established in Russia at the end of the First World War. Adopting an aggressive imperialist policy, Russia conquered and assimilated the neighboring state. Soviet Union came into existence after the propagation of communism. Soviet Union became a superpower after Second World War. The policies of economic liberalization and idea of democratic rule of Gorbachev made the communist rule weak. Taking advantage of the situation, these countries freed themselves in 1991. Armenia, Georgia, Lithuania, etc. are the different countries, new nations were created out of it, and Russia was the biggest country in the Soviet Union. Now, I am going to explain the different changes that took place in world in the post Cold War period. The Cold War came to an end with the disintegration of Soviet Union, which till then had been a superpower. As a result, major changes took place in world politics. So children, here I will discuss about some changes. The first one, that is America remained the only superpower in world politics. The Soviet Union disintegrated and several new nations were created. So only America remained the superpower in the world politics. A conducive atmosphere prevailed for the growth in trade and economic relation between and among nations. There was free flow of capital, labor, market, technology and information and ideas throughout the world. As all nations of the world decided to give priority to trade relations, the idea of giving aid was replaced by efforts to establish economic relations. The description of opposing nations changed from enemy nation to rival nation. The United Nations now has to take concrete steps to maintain global peace and security. The issues like environmental protection, fostering of human rights, gender equality, and management of natural calamities have acquired a global dimension. So children, these are the some of the examples, and these changes took place in world politics in the post Cold War period.